All right, let's discuss the dietary laws on a different perspective, different understanding. Okay, unclean animals. Now, most don't know this because, like I said, the 66 book canon Bible is designed to ensnare you in a way that is not right when it comes to humanity. Okay, 6 represents the number of man. So you got 66 books, you're missing 1/6. And then you got the mark of the beast. I think it just came to mind. I think it has to do with man thinking he's like a immortal or great or something like that, you know. So they could find something to ridicule or blame you or just destroy you, right? That's how stupid these entities are. Anyways, like the prime source doesn't have a concern for a creation like us. Anyways, so animals, all right, unclean and clean animals. Basically, it's referring to these bodies, okay, or entities, all right. It has to do with who you mate with, okay. It has nothing to do with strictly being stuff you should eat and you shouldn't eat. No, it has to do with that, but it's not only about that. What you should put in your body and whatnot. It has to do with who you're supposed to mate with, okay? Like take for example the Gentiles, the angelic line. Somebody like myself would refrain from that, okay? You're not supposed to, especially if you're the elect. You don't want to just mingle with any stupid entity in existence, okay? Or even if it's of your same race. If they're not all there in the head, then you want to avoid them like a plague, no matter how good they may look, or in between, or however fugly they might be looking, or funny looking they may look. Yeah, it has to do with that. And you're probably saying to yourself, how do you know this, Jerry? How do you know that this is true what you're telling us? Well, excuse me, everything is encoded in there, so only these Pharisees, Sadducees, these spirits could understand what's in there. You see, they veiled it from humanity. They've taken the keys to the kingdom and hidden them. Basically, that's what they did. So to put you in a Rubik's puzzle and, you know, make it hard for you to find your way out of it. So it has to do with, you know, unclean entities, unclean beings in existence. All right? And they manifest down here on earth as Gentiles, Hamites, Shemites, 2/3 of the house of Yasharel, right? So basically, it has to do with partners too. And if you read the extra canonical, extra biblical texts, okay, you'll see that what I'm telling you is true. And they want to make it seem like you could just get with anybody. That's why you keep bringing these stupid, corrupt seed lines, these entities from on high to manifest in the flesh, because you're mating with these reprobate people that come from a spurious source, okay? That's why we have the problems that we have down here on earth. That's why you have family dissensions, infighting, and that type of stuff. Because, take for example, if I get with a Gentile female, there's a possibility that I could give birth to a being that might look like me on the outside, but might have the spirit of the mom, which would then basically end up having the recessive gene. And you see what happens with these Gentiles when they waste away. They turn into Edomites. So you don't want that, okay? And even a 2/3 that's just not loyal or faithful, it's just having a hard time, you know, overcoming for whatever reason. They need a lot of help too. They're the ones that probably need help first and foremost, because they belong to the seed. But you know, you can only tell them for so long. Hey. Anyways, let's say, take for example the elect. If you have one of the 144,000 elect of the nation of Yasharel, you want to pair him up with someone that's also the opposite gender, that's also 144,000, the elect. Okay, so if it's a guy, you want to pair him up with an elect female. If it's an elect female, you want to pair him up with an elect guy. So yeah, there aren't any imbalances, right? Everything's balanced. So yeah, most people don't know this because, like I said, it's all encoded in there. There's different levels of interpretation to these things. And you really got to dig deep to come to this understanding. It's not just about not putting anything in your body, like unclean foods that might, cause some type of harm to you as an individual, spiritually speaking as well, perhaps. It also has to do with not associating yourself with the other nations. Like especially if you're of the elect of the nation of Israel, you got 2/3. Okay, these represents like your King David's, right, who was a Hebrew Israelite according to the flesh, but he was a Gentile disembodied, right, from the angelic lineage. I could give other examples like Ruth, right? She might have looked like a Hebrew Israelite melanated being, but disembodied, she was a Gentile. And yeah, stuff like that. Just giving examples. So anyways, or even Edomite Jesus, right? Some say he was a personification of Cyrus, the Persian. Okay, he had color, right? But disembodied, who is it? Edomite Jesus, you see? So these spirits could take different forms, high level beings, so they could look like whatever they want to look. So you can't just go by appearance. You go by their behaviors, okay? By what they believe, what they submit to. And the way to weed them out is, if you're one of the elect, 144,000 house of Yasharel, the more you know, and the more you run them through these tests of knowledge, then you see what line they belong to, what lane they belong to, you see. So, yeah, that's why, the house of Israel was fighting between themselves, because you had the 2/3 and the elect, right? So, yeah, it has to do with finding the right partner. If you're a Gentile, I don't know. Stick with your own. If you're a Hamite, stick with your own. If you're a 2/3, then I don't know. Stick with 2/3. I don't know what to tell you. If you're the elect, stick with the elect, But it's hard to tell who's who sometimes, because you got a lot of fakers and pretenders out here, especially coming within your own, group. Like 2/3 of the house of Israel, they're just real sneaky. So I can't even trust 2/3 of these idiots, right? So I mostly like to try to fish for the elect. That's why brothers always say, we're only out here for the elect. Same thing with me, man. And I notice a couple of them. I do notice a couple of them that are out here. And some of them are trying to become part of the elect, right? Get grafted in, and maybe they can be, but maybe it's not as easy, but it can be achieved. It all depends how bad do you want it, Are you hungry? Are you hungry to make it? You gotta be, man. You gotta be hungry. Because forget all this crap that you have out here going on, Everyone's fighting for the earth. They want that Babylonian wealth. Man, the hell with all that, You gotta aim higher than that. Anyways. Yeah, it has to do, basically, unclean foods, unclean animals. Yeah, as harsh as that sounds, it's actually referring to people, compared to animals. Why? Because the body, this body, right, that we have, considered the animal body, the lust of the flesh, the eyes, and that type of stuff, where our spirits, souls, our emotions could express themselves, through this body and experience life down here. These bodies are considered animalistic bodies. They were created by the archons, right? The fallen ones. But basically, if you're going to leave a seed here behind on this earth, you want to make sure that you got the right partner, okay? You want to make sure you got the best spiritual compatible partner out there. I know sometimes they might not even, maybe the spiritual seed is not that good looking, Well, then again, remember, we're being oppressed. So, if you invest a couple of bucks on one of the elects, I'm sure they could be looking fine as I don't know what. But, these entities, they're haters, so they don't want to see you shine and stuff like that. Of course not. They want to oppress you, keep you looking funny or some type of way anyways. But the thing is, you want to get with the right seed. That's what I'm telling you, okay? And, yeah, you don't just want to go by anything you see according to outward appearance. You want to try them by what they know, and not only what they know, because a lot of them know a lot of the high level info, like we know, the elect, but and maybe even more, but they don't act upon it. They don't do noble things. They don't establish righteousness with what they know. They do wickedness. So you gotta test them by what they know and how they behave, okay? Looking at the bigger picture, not stupid little things like, oh, he's not fasting enough, like that type of stupid stuff. Like, oh, he ate a burger, so he broke his thing, off him. Nah, not that small stuff. We're looking for like major sins, major sins. Like, take for example the 10 Commandments, okay? That could be probably a little more severe. If you really want to look to point the finger at somebody based on the 10 Commandments, right? That's fine. But like minor sins, like just dieting and all that, it's good for you. You want to do that, keep the weight off. But I don't hold it against anybody that eats meat, as long as you ain't killing the animals. But people that are butchering animals, just to satisfy the appetite, I don't condone that. Maybe some people aren't ready to let go of that, but I don't know. Anyways, yeah, it has to do with these animal bodies, okay? They reproduce. That's what the dietary laws are talking about. Not just dietary laws. It's talking about the laws of who you should be getting with. Take for example, if I have a donkey, I'm not gonna mix him with a horse, a mule. You shouldn't. You're gonna breed something strange. Take a tiger and a lion. You see what I'm saying? A liger. You get a liger. Nah, man. You gotta be careful who you mate with. Even if it's your own kind, you take a donkey with a donkey, a lion with a lion, a tiger with a tiger, a horse with a horse, an ox with an ox. You know where the imbalance is? Let's say the male is an elect, right? But then the ox, the female ox, is a 2/3, meaning they ain't all there. Consider the sun and the moon, right? The sun's always shining, the moon is the lesser light. So you want to bring this female up to your level, okay? You want to help her up. So there could be, twin flames, some say, okay? Or at least she'll be the water to your fire. Or maybe you could be the water to her fire, you see? You quench her every time she's flaming. I'm using this as an expression of sexuality. When you got the hots, you got the hots. Like me, take for example, my sign is Aquarius, right? Water bearer. So if I have a female that's fiery, get it, fiery, hot down below, I could quench her with my water, you see, put her water out, satisfy her thirst. And me, if I'm lacking as far as sexuality goes, I don't got a strong sexual drive, then she's the flame to light me up, you see. She's the one that turns me on, okay? She turns me on, and then I could put her out, you see what I'm saying? Or if you're the guy, you turn her on, and she puts you out, you see? So I'm using that to compare and contrast water, fire, Some say soulmates, whatever, twin flames, whatever. So yeah, going back to what I'm talking about, okay. Yeah, so take for example, if you got a donkey, okay, a female donkey and a male donkey, you may have an elect male donkey or an elect female donkey, but the opposite gender may not be elect, might be a 2/3. So just because you're with your own doesn't mean that everything's going to work out. You need to help them reach that level of maturity and understanding, or else it doesn't matter if you're with your own kind or with somebody else, they're going to be struggling to adapt. You see what I'm saying? So I'm not saying you should look down on them or anything, but they need help, you see, spiritually speaking, okay? So yeah, even if you were to, that's why it's bad enough that you got to deal with your own, okay? But going outside of the nation of Yasharel, especially the elect, it gets tougher, because of the DNA. You're attracted to them physically, but DNA wise, they're not compatible with you, okay? You'll be breeding kids that'll be problematic, okay? That's why the Gentiles weren't given the honor that the line of Shem has, okay? Especially the elect, all right? And even on a deeper level, when you consider angels, man, and these other entities, Adam of light is at the top, okay? Man, the image is at the top. So just use that as an example as well, on a higher level of understanding, as I mentioned in previous videos. So yeah, even if you stick with your own, it's not always a guarantee that you're going to be on the same level as your partner. Okay, like I said, consider the sun and the moon. Yeah. So yeah, just be careful who you get with. All right, be careful who you get with. You got to run them through a couple of tests. You got to know what to look for in them and see what they're about, because a lot of them, they're just in it for the wrong reasons. They'll pretend. You got a lot of fakers out here. So yeah, that's why I refrain from relationships, because I know that most entities and humans, they're not as they should be. So it's hard to tell sometimes who's being genuine and who's not, unless you have an overhead view or could really see who's who and what's what. Why you think I've been single for such a long time? Because I don't want to excuse me, I don't want to leave seed here. Hell no. Not with the way things are, and not in my current condition, and knowing what's going on. Hell no. I think I have an advantage as far as that goes. And yeah, I try to use that advantage, to kind of help me maneuver through life. Yeah, it does get a little lonely, but that's why you flirt. Doesn't mean you can't talk to the opposite sex or nothing like that. It means you just gotta be careful, man. And mostly everyone, is taken nowadays, so it's not that hard to abstain, really. I get harassed more by unclean spirits and stupid entities on high than I do by regular humans, believe it or not. Some say nocturnal emissions is coming from these would-be manipulators. Could be. But anyways, yeah, if you're human, a human will love you. If you become spirit, a spirit will love you. That's what we're trying to do, become spirits, right? Yeah. If you become word, the word will love you, something like that. I don't even know. I read it in the Nagamari scriptures. But yeah, not to get off subject. That the food loss has to do with what's on the menu, okay? Meaning not just what you shouldn't eat, what you put in your stomach and that type of stuff, but also what's on the menu as far as humanity goes, in these bodies, like who you should get with, who you shouldn't get with, okay? Meaning what's on the menu, you got to stick to your type and you got to stick to your kind. The best kind would be the spiritual seed, all right? But yeah, the spiritual seed, they're not just gonna take anybody, no matter how they look, how rich they are. They gotta see what's what and who's who first. And yeah, and the way things are, everything's so tentative that I don't even know if it's wise to be trying to look for a partner in these end times and stuff like that. So I don't know. Scripture says it's best to remain as you are because of the current situation, and I agree. If you're with somebody, you're married to somebody, hey, stay like that. If you're single, stay single, okay? And that's that. Yeah, because as far as these idiots go in existence, they're everywhere, okay? And yeah, talented idiots, the more talented and gifted they are, the more dangerous, okay? And one has to wonder, why would the Prime Creator allow this? I don't know. But someone needs to put a halt to this. Anyways, yeah, just study, okay? Just study. Check up on me. Don't just take my words for it. I want you to have sense enough to, check up on what I'm saying, okay? Because end times, there's a lot of liars and deceivers. And if you consider me to be someone that's shady or can't be trusted, then check up on what I'm saying, okay? See if what I'm saying is true or not, all right? I don't got time to go. Well, I do have time, but I sometimes I'm not in the mood to dig through everything and all this and that. There's so many books that I have that maybe I should in the future, but nobody wants to support. Nobody's funding me or nothing like that. I'm being attacked, being harassed because they don't want truth to go out. But that's fine, that's fine. I understand that the council also doesn't want everybody to get this truth, and that's fine. I understand that So they're not gonna fund something that's gonna, invite idiots that they don't want in. Okay, I understand it. But excuse me, I got stuff to tend to out here in the world, all right? I'm not always gonna be making videos all the time and enlightening others. There are some people that, stop making videos for a month, 2, 3, 4, and then they get back on. It happened to me a few times, a month, 2, 3, that I never went more than 3 months, I think. Never have gone more than 3 months without making a video. Some people go like half a year and then they just stop altogether. I understand that if you got stuff you need to tend to out here in the world, especially if you're dedicated to making videos but nobody is helping you and stuff like that. You're basically like a one-man army. You gotta be self-sustainable. You gotta scratch and scrap for everything that you get. Anyways, so yeah, maybe that's what's gonna happen. So if you don't hear from me, if I stop making videos for a few months, then just know that I'm doing earthly duties, okay? Because hey man, wealth doesn't grow on trees, okay? And the idiots in charge aren't just gonna give you anything. You're gonna have to earn it. You're gonna have to fight for everything you get, especially in this dog world. All right, so anyways, yeah, I still put out videos, but maybe not as often. I don't know. Okay, I don't know. I'll keep you updated, so don't even worry about that. All right, but for now, I got other priorities I need to tend to, and until I get that out of the way, then maybe we'll see what's up. All right, so till then, continue in the faith, agree with Savior Christ, number 12. It's hard to discern what words are Savior's number 12, which one are Savior number 9s, I don't know. But agree with Christ, walk in the Spirit, the fruits of the Spirit, love, meaning keeping the commandments as well to the best of your ability, stand in His grace, because we're all sinners, we all falling short, all right? And yeah, just don't forget to cultivate your spirituality. Don't get caught up in the things of this world so much, all right? Yeah, just balance yourself. Anyways, I'm out till next time.